You're home alone and you feel that crushing pain in your chest. You have 60 seconds. What you do next can determine everything. Today we are not just giving you a list of tips, we are giving you the golden 60-second plan. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple, science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter, and to be our emergency response expert, our calm voice in the storm for this critical training session, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life teaching the profound wisdom of preparation and of calm, decisive action. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. In a moment of great crisis, we do not rise to the level of our hopes. We fall to the level of our training. The 60 seconds after a heart attack begins are the most important seconds of your life. And what you do in that time must be automatic. It must be a reflex that is born from good and from proper training. This is so very important. I had a patient, a wonderful woman who lived alone. She had a heart attack one evening while she was reading a book. But she survived. And she survived because months earlier we had practiced this exact plan together. She told me, "Doctor, I was so very frightened, but my body knew what to do. It was as if you were there in the room with me guiding my hands." Her story is the reason why this plan is so very important for all of us to learn and to practice.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. In this critical briefing, Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us through his complete 4-phase survival plan. In our journey today, we will first learn Phase 1, the preparation, which is what you must do today before a crisis ever happens. We will then learn Phase 2, the immediate actions, the very first things you do in seconds 0 through 15. After that, we will learn Phase 3, the medical intervention, which happens in seconds 15 through 60. And finally, we will learn Phase 4, buying time, what you do while you are waiting for help to arrive. It is a true blessing to have this kind of knowledge to be able to replace our fear with a sense of calm and of powerful confidence. If you are ready to learn this life-saving plan and to practice your own fire drill for the heart, please type the number 1 in the comments below. As you are watching this on a Thursday, there is no better time to prepare. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this is information that could truly save your life. Okay, emergency expert Hinohara, our critical training session begins now. As our viewers are watching this on a Thursday, a day of calm, you said that the battle is won before it is ever fought. So where does our golden 60-second plan truly begin? What is Phase 1, the preparation?
Yes, the most important phase of our entire plan is the one that you will do today in the quiet and in the peace of your own home. It is the phase of preparation. A good and a wise soldier always prepares his equipment before the battle begins. And for our patient, the woman who survived her beautiful and successful story did not begin in the moment of her heart attack. It began in the weeks and the months before, when she patiently and diligently put all of these simple and beautiful systems in place.
So this entire and beautiful phase is about creating our emergency communication and access system. Let's start with the most critical and the most shocking part of this. I know that many people think that if they have a heart attack, they will simply be able to pick up the phone and call for help. But the science tells us a very different and a very frightening story.
It does. When the heart is in crisis, the brain is the first to suffer. The flow of precious and life-giving oxygen is immediately reduced, and in this state of confusion, the simplest of tasks can become impossible.
And the statistics on this are absolutely staggering. As the source text for our video so powerfully notes, a study that was published in the Journal of Emergency Medicine tracked 500 heart attack survivors who were over the age of 60, and they found that a shocking 67% of them could not remember their own address when they were on the phone with the 911 dispatcher. It is not because they had a bad memory. It is because the oxygen deprivation to the brain affects your cognitive function almost instantly. So, doctor, what is the first and the most simple step of preparation that our viewers must do today?
The first step is very simple. You will take a bright-colored index card and you will write your complete and full address on it in very large and very clear letters. You will then tape this card directly next to every single phone in your house, and you will include your phone number and any important gate codes or special entry instructions for the paramedics.
And the second step of our communication plan.
The second step is that you will program the number 911 into the speed dial as the number 1 on every single one of your phones. And this includes your cell phone. I know that you can dial the numbers directly, but when your beautiful hands are shaking and you are losing your coordination, hitting just one single button is so much easier than trying to press 3 different numbers in the right and proper sequence. And third, you must always keep your cell phone charged and within your arm's reach at all times, and especially at night. As the American Heart Association has found, almost half of all of the fatal heart attacks in our seniors happen in the quiet and the dark hours of the night, when our phones are so often in another room, silently charging.
So that is our communication plan: the address card, the speed dial, and the charge and nearby phone. A brilliant and a very simple first line of defense. Now, doctor, what about our external support systems?
Yes, if you live alone, I strongly encourage you to get a medical alert device. But here is the most important and the most often forgotten part of this beautiful tool. You must wear it constantly. You must wear it when you're sleeping. You must wear it when you're in the shower.
And the source text for our video today highlights the terrible tragedy of this simple mistake. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that 31% of seniors who owned a medical alert device were not wearing it when they had their cardiac event because they had simply taken it off to be able to bathe or to go to sleep. The waterproof ones are not expensive, and that small and very simple investment could truly be the thing that saves your life.
And finally, you must build a beautiful and a very simple safety net of human connection. You must tell a trusted neighbor about your health. You will give them a spare key to your home, and you will let them know to be able to check on you if they hear any unusual noises or if you do not follow your normal and your beautiful daily routine. This beautiful and simple act of trust can save precious and life-giving minutes for the paramedics.
So that is our communication and our access plan. It is a beautiful and a very complete system. Now, doctor, what about our medical toolkit? What must we prepare in our home pharmacy?
You must have 2 very important and life-saving medicines ready at all times. You must have your aspirin, and if your doctor has prescribed it for you, your nitroglycerin. And it is very important that you keep these in multiple and very accessible locations all around your house. You will have a bottle in your kitchen in your living room, and on your bedside table. And you must check the expiration dates every 6 months. A simple and a very wise habit.
It is a truly blessed and a very profound thing to understand that the simple and the very quiet work that we do today, in the peace and in the calm of our own homes, is the very thing that can give us the strength and the beautiful wisdom to be able to navigate the great and the unexpected storms of our lives. The foundation is now laid. So our preparation phase 1, is now complete. For our viewers who are watching on this beautiful Thursday, all of that beautiful and quiet work that you do today is the foundation for your survival tomorrow. But now, expert Hinohara, the alarm has sounded. The crushing weight is on the chest. The arm is going numb. The golden 60 seconds have begun. What is phase 2? The immediate actions. What must we do in those first critical 0 to 15 seconds?
Yes, in this first very frightening moment, your body will want to freeze. But your training must take over, and your first 2 actions are not about medicine. They are about access and about safety. The very first thing that you must do before you do anything else is to get up and unlock your front door. This is the first and the most courageous act of your survival. You are opening the door for your beautiful rescuers to be able to come and to help you. And for my patient, the woman who survived this, was the very first thing that she did. Even in her great fear and confusion, her training took over. She walked to her door and she unlocked it. And that one simple act is what saved her life.
And this is not just a simple piece of advice. It is a life and death instruction that is backed by some very stark and very sobering science. As the source text for our video so powerfully notes a study from the Journal of Emergency Medical Services that tracked over 8,500 cardiac emergencies, found that a simple locked door delayed the paramedics' ability to be able to provide treatment by an average of 11 minutes. And in that same study, a shocking 34% of all cardiac deaths in seniors happen because the help simply could not reach them in time. And the reason for this, as we have learned, is that the average person can lose the ability to be able to walk within just 3 to 5 minutes of a major heart attack starting. So your first act must be to open the door.
And as you are opening the door, you must also turn on all of the lights in your house. A house that is blazing with light is a beautiful and a very clear signal to the paramedics that says, "I am here. I need your help."
So within the first 15 seconds, we have unlocked the door and we have turned on the lights. What is our second immediate action, doctor?
Your second action is to immediately get yourself into the safety position. You must not lie flat on your back, and you must not continue to stand up. You will go to a wall or to a couch, and you will sit down, propping yourself up at about a 45-degree angle. And you will bend your knees with your feet flat on the floor.
And this position, which doctors call the semi-Fowler's position, is so incredibly intelligent. Let's look at the beautiful science of this. As the source text for our video so wisely notes, this one simple position does 3 very important things for your heart. First, it uses the beautiful power of gravity to be able to reduce the workload on your struggling heart. Second, it makes your breathing much easier by allowing your diaphragm to be able to expand more fully. And third, it helps to prevent the dangerous fluid from backing up into your lungs. A study from the Tokyo Medical University found that the patients who were able to maintain this beautiful position had 35% better oxygen saturation levels. So that is phase 2. Unlock the door and get into the safety position. A powerful and a very intelligent first 15 seconds. Now, doctor, the clock is ticking. What is phase 3? The medical intervention. What must we do in seconds 15 through 60?
Now that you are in a safe position and the door is open for your rescuers, you will now perform 3 very quick and very decisive actions. First, you will call 911. You will use the beautiful speed dial that you have already programmed into your phone. Second, you will take your aspirin. And third, if your doctor has prescribed it for you, you will take your nitroglycerin.
Let's break down the beautiful science of each of these 3 life-saving steps. Let's start with the aspirin. The source text for our video today reveals a very shocking and a very important secret about how to take it.
Yes, you must not swallow the aspirin. You must chew it.
And the science on this is absolutely clear, and it is non-negotiable. Research from the University of California, San Diego, showed that when you chew a 325 milligram tablet of aspirin, it is able to reach a therapeutic level in your blood in an average of just 14 minutes. But if you swallow that same tablet, it takes 26 minutes. In the middle of a heart attack, when your precious heart muscle is dying from a lack of oxygen, those 12 minutes are an eternity. You must chew the aspirin, even if it has that terrible bitter taste. That taste is the taste of life.
And now for our final and most powerful medical intervention of all, the beautiful and life-saving nitroglycerin.
And this is the incredible finding from that Harvard Medical School study that was mentioned in our source text. It found that the patients who used their nitroglycerin correctly within the first 3 minutes of their symptoms had survival rates that were nearly identical to the patients who had a paramedic right there in the room with them. It is a profound and a very powerful testament to the power of this beautiful medicine. But the key word, as the source text notes, is correctly. Can you please walk our viewers through the exact and the life-saving protocol for using this medicine, doctor?
Yes, you must follow the beautiful and the very precise rhythm of the medicine. First, you must be sitting down. You will then place 1 single tablet under your tongue and you will let it dissolve completely. You will then set a timer for 5 minutes. If your symptoms have not improved after those 5 minutes, you will take a second tablet. You will then set another 5-minute timer, and if your symptoms are still there, you will take a third and a final tablet. You must never take more than 3 tablets in 15 minutes. This beautiful and very precise rhythm is what saves your life.
It is a truly blessed and a wonderful thing, doctor, to know that we have been given these beautiful and these very powerful scientific tools to be able to navigate even the most frightening and the most difficult of all of life's challenges. And we love sharing this kind of holistic wisdom with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So our golden 60-second plan has now been executed. Phase 1, the preparation was done weeks ago, and in the first critical minute of the crisis, Phase 2 and Phase 3 have been completed. The door is unlocked, the lights are on, you are in the safety position, you have called for help, and you have taken your life-saving medication. It is a brilliant and a very powerful first minute. But now, expert Hinohara, comes the hardest part of all, the waiting. The average response time for an ambulance here in the United States is 8 to 12 minutes. It is an eternity when your life is on the line. What is Phase 4 of our survival plan? How do we buy ourselves that precious and life-saving time?
Yes, this is the moment of your greatest courage. The beautiful cavalry is on its way. Your job now is to hold the fortress until they arrive. This is Phase 4, buying time. And for this very important mission, we have two beautiful and very powerful tools. The first is a physical tool to be able to help our struggling heart, and the second is a mental tool to be able to calm the great and terrible storm that is raging inside of us.
So let's start with the physical tool. I know from the source text for our video today that this is a technique that is very controversial, but it can be life-saving if it is used correctly.
That is correct. Our first tool is what is called cough CPR. You can think of this as being a way for you to be able to manually pump your own heart when its beautiful and natural rhythm has been disrupted. It is a very powerful last resort tool.
And the science behind this is absolutely fascinating. Let's explain what is happening inside of the body. When you take a very deep breath, you are of course bringing a large and a very beautiful amount of oxygen into your lungs. But then when you perform a very hard and a very forceful cough that comes from deep within your diaphragm, you are dramatically increasing the pressure inside of your chest. And this powerful increase in pressure is what physically squeezes your heart, and it forces the blood to be able to keep circulating to your brain. And the source text for our video today highlights a very important study from the Peking Union Medical College. It found that the patients who were able to use this technique correctly during the very early stages of a heart rhythm problem were able to maintain their consciousness for an average of 92 seconds longer than the patients who did not. And in this desperate situation, those 92 seconds of consciousness can be the very thing that saves your life.
So, it is a very powerful tool. But we must be very, very clear about how and when to use it. Can you please walk our viewers through the exact and the life-saving instructions, Doctor?
Yes. At the very first sign of your symptoms, before you lose consciousness, you will take a breath that is as deep as you can possibly take. You will then cough hard and deep from your belly. You will then immediately repeat this cycle every 2 seconds without stopping. Breathe in deeply, cough hard. Breathe in deeply, cough hard. It is a very steady and a very forceful rhythm.
But now we must give the very important warnings. As the source text so wisely notes, this technique only works if you are still conscious. And it is only effective for certain types of heart rhythm problems. It is not a substitute for calling 911. It is only a bridge that you can use while you are waiting for help to arrive. You must understand these rules.
So cough CPR is our physical tool for buying time, a powerful and a very important last resort. But doctor, what about the internal battle? What about the overwhelming sense of panic and of fear that can make everything so much worse?
Yes, we must now deploy our second and most important tool for this phase. We must use our beautiful and our very powerful controlled breathing method to be able to calm the great storm that is within. Your natural and your very human instinct in this moment will be to panic and to hyperventilate. But this is the worst possible thing that you can do.
And the science on this is absolutely clear. When you take those very rapid and very shallow breaths of panic, you are actually decreasing the amount of oxygen that is reaching your heart and your brain. And you are also dramatically increasing your heart rate and your blood pressure, which puts an even greater and more dangerous strain on your already struggling heart. A beautiful and a very powerful study from the Stanford University Medical Center found that the cardiac patients who were able to use these beautiful and controlled breathing techniques during their heart attack had 45% less heart muscle damage compared to the patients who hyperventilated. It is a profound and a very powerful difference.
So, it is a true and a very powerful medicine. Now, doctor, can you please walk our viewers through the exact and the very beautiful rhythm of this life-saving breath?
Yes, the technique is called paced diaphragmatic breathing. You will begin by breathing in slowly and very deeply through your nose for a count of 4, and you must feel your belly expand, not your chest. You will then hold that beautiful breath for a count of 4. And then you will breathe out very slowly through pursed lips, as if you are blowing out a candle for a count of 6. The longer and the slower exhale is the absolute key. It is what activates your beautiful and calming parasympathetic nervous system, which is what slows your heart rate, and it is what lowers your blood pressure. And as the source text notes, it is a very wise idea to count out loud as you are doing this. It helps you to maintain the rhythm, and if you are on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, it lets them know that you are still conscious and that you are still breathing.
And for my patient, the woman who survived this was her greatest and most beautiful victory of all. She told me that as she was sitting there waiting for the ambulance, she could feel the great and terrible wave of panic beginning to rise up inside of her. But then she remembered her training. She remembered our beautiful and our simple breath, and she began to breathe. And she told me that with every beautiful and intentional breath, she could feel the great wave of fear begin to recede. When the paramedics finally and beautifully arrived, the door was open. She was in the safety position, and she was calm. Her beautiful training had saved her life.
That is a truly beautiful and a blessed story, Doctor. It is a powerful reminder that we have been given these beautiful and these very profound internal tools to be able to navigate even the most frightening and the most difficult of all of life's great storms. Doctor, that was an incredible and a very powerful emergency training session. You have taken the frightening and very chaotic experience of having a heart attack alone, and you have given our viewers a clear, a calm, and a very logical golden 60-second plan to be able to navigate it. This is a truly revolutionary new way for all of us to think about our senior health. By learning to prepare to take immediate action to medically intervene and to buy time, our viewers can now stop feeling like a helpless victim of a potential heart attack, and they can start to feel like a calm and a very confident first responder for their own health. This important knowledge is a true and a very powerful cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy. It is a way to be able to find a clear and a hopeful path to survival in the face of a terrifying event like chest pain. Now, for our viewers at home who have learned this beautiful and life-saving plan today, what is the master drill? What is the simple final piece of wisdom that will ensure that this plan is not just something that they know, but something that they can do?
Yes, that is the most important question of all. It is not enough to simply know the plan. You must practice the plan so that it becomes a beautiful and an automatic reflex in your body. But you do not need to practice this with your body. You will practice it in your mind. I want you to perform a simple and a very gentle mental fire drill. Tonight, when you are in your bed in the quiet and in the peace of your own room, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a few beautiful and very deep breaths. And I want you to feel the beautiful sense of calm and of safety that is in your own home. And then for just a moment, I want you to gently imagine that feeling of tightness in your chest. And I want you to watch what your mind does. Does it begin to panic? Does it begin to race? And then with great and beautiful intention, I want you to gently and calmly say to yourself, the first step of our beautiful plan. You will say, my first action is to get up and to unlock the door. And then you will say, my second action is to get to my safety position. You are simply and gently rehearsing the first few beautiful and life-saving lines of your script. You are carving a new and a very beautiful pathway in your brain. You are replacing the old and the very chaotic pathway of panic with a new and a very beautiful and logical pathway of calm and of confident action. This simple and very gentle nightly practice is the very thing that will allow your beautiful and intelligent body to be able to take over and to save you, even when your mind is feeling very frightened. This beautiful plan is not here to create more fear in your life. It is here to replace your fear with confidence. It is here to replace your panic with a beautiful and a very powerful plan. And that is the greatest and most beautiful gift of all.
That is a beautiful and a very powerful message to end on, Doctor. Thank you for giving us not just information, but a true and a life-saving training session today. And for all of you who are watching at home, if you found this guide empowering and you believe that it could truly save a life, please give this video a like. It tells the algorithm that this is critical information and it can help to get this plan into the hands of another person who needs it. And be sure to share it with every single friend and family member over the age of 60. This is a conversation that could truly save a life. If you have not already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures that you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and your well-being. We would be so honored to have you as a part of our growing community. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know which of the preparation actions from Phase 1, writing your address, programming your speed dial, or talking to a neighbor, will you be doing today to prepare your own golden 60-second plan? Please share your first step in the comments below. And finally, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your personal doctor about your heart health and about creating a personal emergency plan. If you are experiencing chest pain or any other symptoms of a heart attack, please call 911 immediately. Our conversation today is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for the direct medical advice from your own trusted physician. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be prepared.